Welcome everyone. This is our microwave lecture series. Today we are going to start the third one chapter, that is name is the microwave active devices. In that microwave active devices we are learn about the klystron and reflex klystron, magnetron and some transfer electron devices like the gun diode, gun effect, pin diodes, and different kinds of the modes of operations. So today we are see the first one article related with these microwave active devices. That's name is the klystron. The klystron, it is nothing but the velocity modulation tube in which the velocity modulation process produces a density modulated stream of electrons. That means it's a simple things. It is one kind of the device. The device it is used for the purpose of velocity modulations, and when the process is happening, that means the velocity modulation process happening at that time, they produces a density modulated stream of electrons. Nowadays the velocity variation devices, the name of that device is the two cavity klystron amplifier, are mostly often seen. So we are discussing about these amplifier, that is name is the two cavity klystron amplifier. We see here the diagram of that two cavity klystron. Now let us explain this diagram. In that diagram or in that amplifier, first we see the amplifier, that is two cavity klystron amplifier. Now in that the high velocity electron beam is formed. Now in that two cavity klystron amplifier, the high velocity electron beam is formed, focused and sent down along the glass tube, along this glass tube to collector electrode, and in which a high positive potential, in which the high positive potential with respect to cathode, the high positive potential with respect to cathode. And we see in that diagram the magnetic focusing system are used. The magnetic focusing systems are used with the help of these magnet system. So these diagram are clearly shows or shows different kinds of parameters related with these amplifiers. Now let us see one by one. So in that two cavity klystron, amplifier, it consists of cathode, that is another one focusing electrode, later one that is the two buncher cavities, two catcher cavities. These buncher cavities, are having a very small distance, that is called as A, which is named by, which is shows by a symbol A. And the very small distance, same like the buncher cavity, is happen in a catcher cavity, and these are shown by a B, and which is followed by a collector, which is followed by a collectors. Now Let us see the details Buncher cavity and Catcher cavity's significance. So in that two cavity klystron, let us I explain once again I explain these points. This figure, that means a two cavity klystron amplifier, consists of cathode focusing electron, cathode focusing electrons, Buncher cavity having a very small gap A. How much Buncher cavity? There are the two Buncher cavities, and two Catcher cavity with a small gap B. Now in that, the input and output are taken from the tube. Input and output, which is taken from the, we are also look at the here RF input and RF output. These output are taken from the tube via resonant cavity. Via which cavity? That is called as the resonant cavities. Okay, now the separation between Buncher grid and Catcher grid, the separation between Buncher grid and Catcher grid is called as the drift space. It is one of the important point. The separation between Buncher cavities and Catcher cavities are known as a drift space, now when the electron beam is passes through a gap A, when the electron which is passing through, when the electron which is passing through the gap A in a Buncher cavity, to which RF signal is amplified. Now, what I say, when the electron beam is passes gap A in the Buncher cavity, to which this RF signal to be amplified is applied, and then it is allowed to freely drift without any influence from RF field until they reaches the gap B. What I say once again, what I say, the electron beam is pass, when the electron beam is gap A, passes gap A in the Buncher cavity, to which the RF signal, to be amplified is applied, and then they allowed to drift freely without any influence to reach the gap B at the output of Catcher cavity. Output of Catcher cavity. Now in the case, the first grid, in the sense the first grid, sorry, in the first grid controls the number of electrons. Look at that. The first grid controls the number of electrons in the electron beam, and serves the focus of a beam, Okay, now what about the velocity of that electrons? The velocity of that electron in the beam is determined by the beam accelerating potentials. That means simply we say here, the velocity of electron is determined by the beam accelerating potentials. That means accelerating potential is maximum, the electron velocity is also maximum. That means simply we say the beam accelerating potential decided the electron velocity, or that velocity of electrons. On another one, when the electrons are left the region of first grid. That means they leave the grid 1. That means they leave the grid 1, that is first. The electron passes through the grid. When these electrons are passes through the grids of buncher cavity, the grid of the cavity allows to pass the electrons. The the cavity is allowed to pass the electron through the confined magnetic field. This magnetic field, which is generated by the magnetic magnetic system, and which is also called as the magnetic focusing. Okay, I think it is a very hard to understand. I am again these explanations related with that point of first grid. Okay, let us say again, when these electrons are leaving the region of first grid, when the electrons leaving the region of first grid, that time the electron pass through the grid buncher cavity. These electron passing through the grid buncher cavity. Now these grids, which grids? First grids of cavity allow the electron pass through, but these electrons are in the confine of a magnetic field within that cavity. Okay, now let us another point. The space between the grids is referred to interaction space. The space between the grids is refers to a interaction space. Now another point related with that electrons, when the electrons are travel through the space, this space, when the electrons is travels through this space, they are subjected to RF potential at a frequency. These electrons are subjected to RF potential at a frequency, and this frequency is determined by the cavity resonant frequency. These frequency are determined by the resonant frequency, cavity resonant frequency. Now we understood about the frequency, but what about the amplitude? The amplitude of this RF potential, what I say, the amplitude of this RF potential between the grids are determined by the incoming signal's amplitude. What I say, the amplitude of this RF potential between the grids are determined by the amplitude of the incoming signals of that amplifier. Okay, now another point related with that frequency as well as the amplitude. Then let us see the point of oscillations. If all goes are well, that means the electrons are travel through that drift space, their frequency as well as their amplitude we are determined very well. At that conditions, the oscillation will be excited in the second cavity. That is this, the oscillations will be excited in the second cavities. But when this happen, at that time all the functions are goes well. All the functions are goes well. In that situations, the oscillations of that electrons will be excited in the second cavity, which are more powerful, or which is completely higher powerful than the buncher cavity. That means we taken large output, we taken the large output. Now another point related with that cavities, let us see let us see that the cavities are a re-entrant type. What I say, these cavity are re-entrant type cavity, and also they are a tunable. They are a tunables. What happens in that case? In that case, the integral or demountable. In the latter cases, the wire grid meshes may be connected to the rings, which these rings are providing to the external output. These rings are provided to a external output, and these external to the envelope of that glass tube, so of that glass tube, and this glass tube is completely attached to that ring. Although one things we discuss here, this drift space this drift space is quite long. This drift space is quite long. And what is the purpose to make this drift space long? This drift space is gives the transist time. In the use of gaps, the voltage across this is sufficiently change the passage. These are sufficient change the passage. Now, what is the meaning of that particular word? The bunches of electrons, these bunches of electrons where are passing through that space, they take some times, and in that case, these bunches are collected the high voltage to helps the regards. Now the last point. Now in that, what is about the electrons? The when these electrons are passed through the gap, a when the electrons are passed through the gap A, they are influenced by RF voltage. They are influenced by the RF voltage across the gap. And however, the extent of this effect on any electrons will depend upon the voltage across the gap. However, the extent of this effect, however, the extent of this effect on any electrons will depend on the voltage across the gap. And which voltage across this gap? At the time of electrons passes this gap. That means when the electrons are passing through that gap, the voltage is necessary to depend on that effect of extent of that electrons. Okay, now this is the completely ambiguous investigate of effect of the gap voltage upon the passing electrons individual. Okay, I know this is a very quite difficult to understand. That's why I am completely focusing on the drawing explanations. Okay, now let us see finally in a few word what is the explanations of that diagram. Okay, what is the klystron? Klystron, it is nothing but the one kind of the velocity modulation tube. And in that velocity modulation process, that means in the klystron process, they produces a density modulated stream of electrons. What they produce? They produce a density modulated stream of electrons. Now in the earlier form, the velocity variation device, two cavity klystron amplifier is mostly often, and these are seen in that diagram. What we see in that diagram? In that diagram, we see the high velocity electron beam is formed, the high velocity electron beam is focused, and this electron beam is sent down along the glass tube, in the glass tube, to a collector electrode, and this collector electrode is connected to that high potential with respect to cathode, now it is just, now another one, that is the magnetic focusing is used here. Look like that, the circle shows the magnetic focusing systems are used here. And the another point, these cavity klystron, that means two cavity klystron amplifier, consist of cathode. Here we look, they consist of the cathode, first one, another one, they are in the focusing electrode, here focusing electrode, to buncher cavity, to catcher cavity, the gap in that buncher cavity, it is a very small, that is A, and the gap in that catcher cavity, it is also very small, and it is denoted by V. The space between these two gap, the space or the distance between these two gaps is called as the drift space. What is called as that? Drift space. Okay, now here just a moment, here we are at the point of the separation between the buncher grid and the catcher grid is called as the drift speed, or sorry, not a drift speed, it is a drift space. Just a moment, it is a drift space. Okay, what is this? This is the electron beam passed through a gap A in the buncher cavity, to which RF signal to be amplified, and it is allowed to drift freely without any influence from RF. That means simply, when the electrons which is passing through that gap, it is allowed to drift freely. It is allowed to drift freely, and it is important point, these are completely without any influence. These are without any influence, and after that the RF field, after that it is completely without any influences until these electrons beam are reaches to point B. And after that we see all about this diagram. I think I know very well this is a very quite difficult to understand, but as per my base I am going to explain each and every point in that diagram, in that article. So guys, I think you enjoy these lectures, so thank you so much for attending these lectures.